Being a bigger kid made it pretty hard to fit in school whenever I was younger. Really do good in sports. I didn't have the lung for any kind of instruments. Couldn't focus on any assignments. Was anxious if anybody was looking at me or staring at me. Which sounds pretty small, but in the long run it really messes with you. I was also a pretty antisocial kid. I always had my hood up and was alone on the bus, so the only friends I ever had were online friends. At the time, online friends were basically all I had. IRL friends allowed me to enter a mind state that made me grow and have a different mentality that allowed me to pursue and focus on things that were really important in my life. That's mainly a topic for a different time. Being in that state left me in a very bad mind and head space, and I was really depressed throughout most, if not all, of middle school. And looking back on it now, I didn't really realize how bad it was affecting me as a person and really draining me and my energy. But quickly after COVID, I realized that there was more than just video games and sitting around at home to life. And something in me really just clicked. Deep inside me, I don't want to sound like cringy or anything, but I don't really know how to explain it. I had just like a deep feeling that I needed to pay more attention to my surroundings and the feelings around me. So I did that. I started paying more attention in everything I did in life. Whenever I walked to the store, I paid attention to the people around me. Or whenever I was in the car, I started paying attention to how people drove. And I was mainly just observing. But when it comes to music, I started to genuinely feel something deep in me. Like, I wasn't just listening anymore to the music. I was feeling the lyrics that resonated with me. And I felt joy from what I was filling my ears with all the time through TikTok and other videos. I remember listening to Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon the summer before my freshman year started. And if you know that album, you know that relating to it is not that hard, but being a younger kid and hearing songs like Soundtrack to My Life and Cudi Zone, it really made me realize that finding music I needed could help me get out of the lonesome mind state that I was stuck in for so long. And it allowed me to finally get in a comfortable headspace that I was comfortable with and comfortable with myself. And that was probably the first time I ever felt being okay with me, was listening to that album for the first time. Music is part of everything in my life, and I have lyrics on my chest which should show you guys how deep this goes for me. If music didn't enter my life, how eternally when it did, I feel like my high school experience would be the complete opposite of what it was. Like, extremely terrible. And I would be nowhere near where I am now or learned anything that I have learned now. Ever since that first year of high school, I have felt this divine power of music around me. And I feel like it just comes to me exactly when I need it. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but that is genuinely how it feels. I feel like I get pushed a song that I've never heard that was released years ago about a mental issue that I am currently dealing with. It's exactly what I needed to learn to become a better person and learn the things that I needed to learn to be grateful as a human. Almost like it found me instead of me finding it. Like, for example, the song Selfish by P&B Rock came to me at a time in my life where I was very self-centered and I didn't really prioritize anybody in my life, especially the important people that I should have been dedicating a lot more time to. Baby Came 16 came to me whenever I felt like I was growing up too fast, and it really helped me out, and I feel like that's a feeling most people don't admit quite often. And J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills Drive had so many classics that helped me through so many hard times because that album dropped whenever I was really young, so discovering the music now helped me in the times I needed it. Like, for example, Love Yours taught me to be grateful for your life and your life only. And No Role Models teaching me how to not stay around bad influences in my life, which I really needed in that point during middle school because the people that were surrounding me were just not the best. Music has taught me so much in my life and has been there in so many critical moments, more than people realize. And I'm sure the same goes for you watching. I'm sure you have had many moments that you needed music and music was there for you in the exact moments you needed it. The music that helped me the most when I needed it was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar, and honestly all of Kendrick's work. That's why I have it on my chest. It has completely flipped my view on the world and taught me how to be so much more grateful than I was. I can have an entire video on how that album changed my life, and that's not even an exaggeration. Kendrick, My Life Is Yours. The next thing I wanted to talk about is how many different ways there are to find new music that could potentially get you out of a depression hole. Nowadays, Spotify has great features that they keep updating, like their Smart Shuffle and DJ. I know the DJ gets a lot of hate, but occasionally you'll get a good banger. And I know TikTok also gets a lot of hate, but even sometimes scrolling, you find some hidden gems that can teach you some things that are pretty niche. I found this creator called Marble T with only 180 followers, and their music did me well. I feel like smaller artists like that really deserve to be heard because they go through situations like everybody else does, and they are finding ways to express it just like everybody else and like these other artists do, and they deserve to be heard and seen by the whole world just like these big artists have. And there are a lot of artists that I have not talked in this video at all yet that have helped me get through a lot of moments, and especially their albums. So I'm going to pop up a bunch of their albums right now, and if you with any, put it down below. Something a lot of people don't realize is how bad music can be for you, and I want to be honest about that. I'd say that if you're listening to sad songs all the time and constantly, you probably are not the happiest person ever, and I'm not judging anyone, but I feel like if you have it on nonstop repeat, you're just filling your thoughts with constant depression and sadness. I understand wanting to listen to a specific song for a beat or a rhythm on a verse, but trust me, from experience, what you consume you become, whether you notice it or not. Some people glorify what they're going through because they think it's cool to be edgy or have dark humor, when in reality they just don't want to face what's really happening in their life, so they just like to drown it out with the music. It doesn't even get close to the people that release songs that are supposed to be unreleased, which is a whole nother conversation. These unreleased gems need to stay niche for me and my personal use. I swear songs like Prayer by Kendrick Lamar, Ready or Not by Don Toliver, and that damn TikTok version of Chanel by Frank Ocean would have gone platinum solely from me and me alone, and I stand by that. Also, a lot of record companies pump out music from their artists, whether it's good or bad, and most of the lyrics make no sense at all. And I get wanting to sign to a company to get money, but most of these companies are profiting off of the trauma that these artists are trying to heal from. I feel like they should just be giving them more income at least. I know artists get paid a lot, but record companies make more. Some people also get way too obsessed with these artists and think that they're in relationships with them, making that artist their entire life. Parasocial relationships are such a big problem in today's day and age, and it's genuinely extremely sad to see. I feel like telling a bit of my story and giving you guys some advice could help some of you that are stuck or in need of help, because I know how it feels and I know how much it can drain you. And I'm just going to be honest, music makes me feel good in all ways. I would probably be lost without it. Being able to choose what environment I'm in through music and change my mindset solely off of a couple lyrics that someone decided to say in a mic actually helped me so much. Being able to listen to songs that actually mean something to me healed me as a person completely. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to flex my vinyl collection because I love physical media. Time for my daddy. If you enjoy music and like this video, consider subscribing and liking. It really helps. I'll see you guys in the next video, and make sure to be alive.